Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. It is October 19th, 2025, and I'm back with a message. One masculine is asking another about a woman's perfume. They speak of this sometimes as though they're going to do a hex or some kind of curse on that perfume that she's wearing so that it has some kind of an adverse effect. So you ladies may want to consider changing your perfume. The analysis is that rolled through my mind without a voice. And then I heard she's an illuminator. So she's shining brightly on things, issues, circumstances. As I rolled over in my bed, a thought rolled through my mind. Are we going to get the big guns now? These ones have been talking about warheads. They've been talking about blowing up America. They've said that there's a 50-50 chance of survival. They're trying to get people to fall in line and do as they say with this threat. One masculine said, I think we're going to have to sanitize her. Meaning, they want to kidnap a woman, erase her mind, cut her off from God and the purpose that he has for her. They want to interfere in her purpose, her ability to communicate with Source about the shady and deceitful, horrible things that these ones do in the shadows. So it's like they're going to try to hurt an earth angel all over again. She's been emancipated and they're furious because they no longer have command of this energy. It was the power source and the gifts that made their life worthwhile, and they fumbled her. They want to shut her down again in every way possible. These are perverts, rapists, and thieves who do not want her, God, or the world to see their deeds. Her life is in God's hands, and they aren't coming for her alone this time. They're saying that they want this woman as an appetizer. They just want to gobble up her energy. Because they're vampires. These are dead men or entities living dead men's lives, and they need a power source. Someone else said, she's balancing everything. So there's a little bit of a conversation happening here. Most don't want her to hear her, don't want her to speak or establish some sort of influence within the community. But she's bringing balance to the horrendous irresponsibility of these masculines. She's balancing the scales. One of them mentioned the word ambush again. New Hampshire was mentioned. Chicago was mentioned. These masculines keep telling me personally to be careful of what I say. They are at war and do not like the exposure. Unfortunately, they've involved me in that war, and I survived thus far, and I am a daughter of God who kept me alive for the purpose of illuminating this horrendous injustice. These shady characters want to remain in the shadow, and they do not like the brightness of my sun, of your sun. They're talking about immigration again. The curator is talking as if he's been told that he persecuted an innocent person, and now he's trying to mvrder her because she's telling people what he did to her and what he's doing. So they persecuted an innocent person, and now they want to red rum her all over again because she survived and she's testifying about what has happened to her and what she has witnessed. It's absolutely terrible what this person is all about. And unfortunately, he's got plenty of masculine supporters as well as a few feminines, it seems. There's something about a projectile, which is an object propelled by an external force and then moving freely under the influence of gravity, like a thrown baseball, a fired bullet, a rocket in flight. They're talking about a Mexican or Mexico. It sounds like they're being accused of attaching entities to everybody, which they have. They've been attaching entities to everybody, at least in the United States, as well as doing magic over the mental bodies of everybody in the United States. They've tainted the food supply. They've poisoned the waters. They have put bioengineered products in the food supply. Nobody even knows what that is, but Spirit says that the food supply is tainted. So they've attached entities to everybody. They've done mental magic over everybody, and they've toxified and tainted the food supply, the waters, the medicines, everything. They're talking about somebody's personality traits, actors and actresses looking for a star role. There's talk of irresponsibility. These masculines are complaining about this woman. So they have claimed to the upper dimensional court system in the past that she was irresponsible and that was why they had to manage her. But the fact of the matter is that these entities created a war zone, a brothel, and a slaughterhouse of her home. They martyred her, hid her away, shut her down in every way possible, put her on an impossible path that they thought for sure she would never rise up and shine out of. And they are being shown to be irresponsible. That very same thing that they said she was. Somebody's saying, no way out. And another person said, for this time specifically, da-da-da-da-da-da. So they're talking about timelines and what is happening on these timelines. They're talking about the illegal use of cannabis. So apparently what is legal in the United States and the forward momentum regarding the different compounds within the cannabis plant has advanced beyond these other countries who still very much look at it as some sort of hallucinogen and stuff. They are not advanced and they haven't extracted the components that do not mess the mind out of this plant. They have vilified the entire plant without doing any further research. And these irresponsible, warmongering, whoring, slaughterhouse masculines are pissed off that Mother Nature's medicines are being used to benefit the flesh temple, housing the spirit and the soul of some folks with proper use. And it's not just that, but this is what they're talking about. See, they're pissed off because it's illegal where they are. They don't have access to it. And if they do have access to it, they're in big trouble. So it sounds like they're being accused of the illegal use of cannabis. Or they're worried about being accused. They want to do what this woman is doing because they see how she's managing her flesh temple and the energy that she is able to produce. And so they're trying to mimic what it is she does. And they're talking about her personality traits as though they are still planning on replacing her. And also they were talking about her tattoos. So tattoos, teeth, medicine, and this energy production. They're trying to mimic it. These entities keep pushing dense energy into someone or into people. They keep doing this. It's like they gather in a group and then concentrate real hard on someone, and then psychically push in this bad energy, this black energy, this death energy, this energy that causes the flesh temple to quake. And it quakes. So it happened to me last night, and it was like all this negative energy was being pushed into me. And it's like my whole flesh temple was quaking with this energy. And I'm like, why are you guys pushing this energy into on me? What am I supposed to do with this? You know, it's like you got to sit there and you just got to transmute it. You know, as quick as it comes in, you got to transmute it. And it's a violation. It's a serious violation. And for some reason, these irresponsible jackasses of brutality feel that they have the right and the privilege to do this to others. There's something about fail to tell about a violation. They're talking about a matriarch, which is a woman who is the head of a family or a tribe. She fell to tell about what has been happening to her family. She's gathered the information, she has reported it, and she still is doing so despite the threats to her flesh temple. For God is with her, and she's resting in his hands. This is the message that I have for you. I hope that it brings clarity to something you already intuitively knew, and I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.